I spent my life trying to clean up rivers and make them better. My name is Richard Anderson. I am 76 years old.
I'm Bill Hutchins, chairman of the Shapley Conservation Committee, and live in Shapley.
We both like to kill things. And
Well, we were great duck hunters. Yeah, the river, Mousam River here, was full of ducks, black ducks especially, of course, teal, whistlers, and bluebills sometimes. And Dick couldn't hit a thing, so I had to shoot his birds for him.
in those days, the river didn't have fish in it. 1957, 58, 59, 60. But it was pretty good duck hunting because it was a sewer. And there was lots of duck food. You just had to get the duck out quick. You killed it so it didn't. The water didn't soak into it because the river was really rotten. I mean, it just smelled like filthy, rotten. It smelled like a sewer plant. It smelled like a sewer plant.
There was no swimming from Springvale down, and nobody ate any fish in the river from Springvale down.
There was no sewage treatment then. I mean, it's a little hard to believe in this day and age, but all the factories that were in Sanford, just the sewer went down to the floor.
These were fabric mills down there. They used a lot of dyes and went straight into the river.
And the dump was in a gravel pit on the edge of the river. They'd bulldoze the ashes into the river. I mean, we got left. This generation got left a wicked mess by the people that lived around here. There were a few people around that said, hey, we can't live with this mess forever.
People wanted to know why this was as bad as it was.
Back in the old days, there weren't any environmental organizations. Sanford Fish and Game Club probably had as much influence on getting things started, cleaning up the river.
Towns passed laws on how close you could build to the lake. Of course, the Clean Water Act was passed federally. That was a big, big thing.
And state legislation. We got some bills passed in the 60s that sort of forced the issue of people building sewage treatment plants.
Well, it certainly is a lot better than it ever was.
Another thing, I mean, we're talking about inheriting a bunch of filthy rivers from our ancestors. We inherited a bunch of now obsolete dams. I mean, the Mousam River is a series of dams, basically. I mean, there isn't much river. I don't know how many dams are there in the Mousam River. How many dams?
I could count about 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't much of a river. I mean, it was pretty well dammed up. One of the things that people forget is how we have depleted the fish resources of the state of Maine by building dams. Gigantic impact.
Some people think that fishways might help, but they're noticeably inefficient. They just don't work.
They wore out their usefulness a long time ago, all the dams on the Mousam River.
Well, first off, you want to remove the dams that are not useful. Another thing you got to think about, these dams are only good for about 50 years. The majority of these dams are at the point where they're going to need to be a lot of money spent repairing them or even rebuilding them if they need to be. Now, who's going to do that? And is it going to be worthwhile?
You know, you got to do it one at a time. It's going to take a long time. It took us 400 years to get into this mess. It's going to take us 400 years to get out. I mean, it's not going to be easy getting rid of dams. But hey, listen, we can remember. You're looking at two guys who can remember this was a sewer, and in those days, everybody thought it was going to be a sewer forever. Well, it isn't a sewer anymore. So maybe in another 50 years, there won't be any dams on it. And people will realize the benefits of having a free-flowing river, which has a lot of benefits, but people haven't had the chance to see what they are yet.
And, you know, of course, we got a lot of rivers, a lot of waters here. And Maine wouldn't hardly be the state it is now without all the water it has. You know, it's the beauty of the water and the land put together that really make it the state of Maine. Yeah, that's what we are. We're water people.